a relationship is only as good as the person that you individually are, because it's two people coming together. So, I never agreed with the saying of oh well, he's my better half or she's my other half. It's like, but that implies that you're a half and you're not seeing yourself as a whole. Like, I get that love statement, like, oh, that's my other half, or like that's me. I get that, but it's more so, there's people that say that and they're just like, oh, like that's my everything, like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, they say it out of like a need. Like, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Man Up Club Presents podcast. I am your host, Selena Lena, aka Sis from Sis and Lil Bro, but I'm also the program coordinator for the Man Up Club. If you don't know what the Man Up Club is, it is a nonprofit mentor leadership organization for young men between the ages of 13 and 24. We have a music program, a culinary arts program, a fitness program, and a construction program where they can get employed. We also have a gardening program, and school's coming back around, so we do have a tutoring program. We actually have a very special episode for you guys today. I have two young men in front of me. One of them is my brother, Chris, aka CJ.
Yo.
He is 20 years old, and he goes to LSU, period. And then the second gentleman today is Dakari, aka Kari Hood. He's
Yo.
18 years old. He's 18 years old. Say what's up.
What's up?
How you feeling?
Pretty good.
That's good. How many times have you done a podcast?
This is my first time actually.
Oh, let's have a hit of applause for that. So that's what's up. Okay, so you are a recent graduate from high school for recording arts.
Correct.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is a really big step. How do you feel now that you're graduated?
Recently,
Yeah.
life has been pretty boring. I'm thinking, I was thinking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to school next year. No, I don't know like what I'm gonna do besides work until I leave.
So you leave where?
I'm gonna go to the Marines.
The
That's dope.
Marines. That's what influenced you to make that decision?
I kept getting in trouble, and one day I was in my room, and I was just like, let me sign up for the military. I actually signed up for the Navy first, but the Navy person that recruited me wasn't there. So I found my recruiter now. His name is Jean, and I was telling him why I wanted to go, and he was just like, yeah, I've been through the same things. He was like, I got a lot of siblings just like you.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, ever since I came, it hasn't been something that I wanted to stop doing. It set me very far from where I was at.
Oh wow. Wow, that's a lot of responsibility that you're about to take on. Have you done like some research on, people who go into the military?
Yeah.
And what did you find? Like, are you intimidated by it? Like, you obviously are set on going, so you think you can do it.
To be honest, I'm a little intimidated by it.
Mm-hmm.
50% of people come back just all over the board.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 50 is like, they're fine. They're doing good in life. They're doing pretty well in life, actually.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to be the bad 50%.
Yeah. Chris, you got recruited as well. Like you've gotten text messages to and opportunities to be recruited.
Yeah. Like, I mean, even in high school, they'll come up and they'll be like, hey, like, how many, what is it, like, pull-ups, push-ups can you do? And then they'll get you to sign up and stuff like that. And some of my friends from high school are, like, actually in the National Guard or Army right now. And, like, they'll still try to recruit me. But, I mean, that's just not for me. Like, I wanted to go
You
to
said
school.
they'll
Like,
still
I
try.
wanted to, at the time I was focused on, like, sports and things like that. So, but and another thing, too. So, I don't know if you know this, but my cousin Will is in the Marines. Um, and when he was like, I don't even know, maybe 13, 14, you know this story too.
Mm-hmm.
But he was definitely afraid of swimming. Like, he hated water. He didn't even know how to swim. Um, but my dad had told me that he basically threw him in the deep end. Um, and like basically made him learn how to swim on his own. And it's crazy that my cousin Will came from like having that fear of, hating the water to like conquering the sea. Like, now he's, in the Marines doing what he's doing. So, um, just words of encouragement. Like, he came from that to where he's at now, so he can definitely do it too. And my other one of my closest friends is in it too. Um, and I see snaps of him traveling the world. He's always on the in the middle of the ocean, like just taking videos and stuff. And it's like you get to wake up and see God's creation. So that's definitely something that not everyone gets to see. So it has its pros and its cons too.
Right,
And you get to
right.
travel, explore the world, like new food, new culture.
There was a time that you were really considering it though.
Yeah, there was.
Like I remember you told me it
There
was like,
was.
oh, like you showed
I
me
feel
the
like I
messages.
feel like all high schoolers go through that. Where it's like a point where it's just like I don't know what I want to do. But yeah, I was deep in it. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But then I guess I just weighed out my options.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, is that something that I'm gonna commit to and finish? And I was like, I don't think so, because I don't want to start anything I'm not gonna finish.
Yeah. Honestly, like I did come across that opportunity myself because I would get those pop up text messages, and like you said, when I was in high school, those booths would come to our school and try to recruit us. So yes, it did also cross my mind, and everybody's reasons for entering into it or considering to go into it is different. For me, it was, oh well, the army, the military, it can really instill discipline into me. Like that was my
Mm,
reason. Um, I feel like I'm a tough person, um, and I am aware that in that system they break you down to build you up. But like I've just heard like wild stories and stuff, and I really, it's one of those things where like you really don't know how you're gonna react until you get into the
yeah, like until
situation.
you're in it. Yeah.
You know, but you can only imagine. But like just imagining myself being like face to face, like only centimeters from another person's face, like a drill sergeant, and
Mm-hmm.
they're screaming in your face and their spit is flying in your mouth, and they cussing you out, and you know what I'm saying, and they just basically
Yeah.
like degrading you. Like I feel like I could handle it for maybe, you know, like a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really don't know. So
Yeah, I think it's different with every person. Like it definitely pulls some things out of you.
yeah.
And like I think you know Elijah, but he he was telling me kind of he's actually at base right now. So him and his twin brother are there. They're gonna be there for about 1 more week.
Oh, your friend.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
but like he was kind of telling me how he got into it, and he's like, yeah, we gotta wake up, run a certain amount of miles with all the gear. It's hot. Like
Mm.
I had to cut my hair. He was just telling me like a lot of things that you have to do, but at the same time, he's like, I definitely have learned discipline. So
Mm.
it's like yeah, it definitely helped him with his just values, and he said he feels like he's a better man now because of it. So
Mm. Well, that's good. Yeah, you got to cut off that hair, Kari. Um, and you got beautiful hair. Like your hair's nice. But here's the nice thing about it. Like you never know until you try. You're 18 now. Okay, so you do your first four. Like the first set is 4 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like 4 years will be 22, and you're still young. Like
yeah,
that's
he
the,
still got some
yeah, that's
time.
the beauty of it. It's like you're still young, so you can go that path, go hard, go all in, and then you still have the rest of your life. You know, so that's really good. I would just say like whatever you do, do it to the fullest. I will say this because I feel like it needs to be talked about when considering going into the military. How do you feel about like what are your thoughts about you being a black man going into the military? Like, do you think that there's any type of weight with that, or what? Have you thought about that?
I honestly didn't have like I wasn't thinking about being a black man going into the Marines. But when I came to the Man Up Club, DeMarge, Mr. Dean, everybody was like they started getting on me and I was telling them my reasonings, but
Mm,
since they gave me their reasonings, it was like I did become a little doubtful, but it was like
mm.
if it's something I want to do, I'm just gonna have to do it.
Now that's interesting. What were the things that they were saying?
They were telling me like us being a black man in America and you want to go to the Marines, you already see what's going on with the police. It's not too many black people that make it out of the military successful. He was like, some of them do, but some of them don't. Especially you're a man, so they're gonna make sure they work you
Mm-hmm.
until they can't work you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's real.
Yeah, and I think that's why. But like you said, you know, you whatever you put in is what you get out. And I'm glad that you mentioned our cousin and also
Mm-hmm.
your friend, and you see how those two are black men that successfully came out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's about what you put into it and what you can handle. You know, so it's really up to you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah, another thing too
Yeah, go
with that
ahead.
before you move on is like benefits. It comes with a lot of benefits too. So that's definitely a plus.
Have you been doing research on your benefits?
Yeah,
Like
of
what? Like
course.
what's the most like what
He
are
said, "Oh
what
yeah."
what's your reason for going other than like, oh, I was getting in trouble?
I really just wanted to have enough money to like, basically, like, I want to be like a town hero. Like, I want to leave a legacy for my children, basically. So like,
Mm,
I wanted to make enough money to make more money to like do like create like rec centers, put like, you know,
mm,
like just make sure my kids have something where they like where people could be like, oh, your dad's woo woo woo, what are you doing?
Mm.
Making sure they doing something good.
that's what's up. So let me get this straight though, but you ain't got kids, right?
Nah.
See, okay, and see that's what I like about you, Kari. Like you're forward thinking. You know what I'm saying? I think that is so dope, and that mindset already puts you ahead of so many people. Like you ain't got no kids, but the fact that you're just like I'm 18 years old, and like when I do have kids, I do
Mm.
want to set them up. Like that right there
Yeah, it
is the
speaks volumes for
yeah,
real.
it does. It really does. Um, Chris, you want to have kids too, right? So what?
Why'd you say it like that? Like,
Because I just want to make sure, like,
okay.
because you know, like being young, it's like your wants and desires, like they change. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. Yeah.
So I mean, I've always wanted kids. That hasn't changed.
See, I'm gonna be
Um,
honest with you because you brought that up.
yeah.
I've recently thought about like before I was against adoption, at least for me personally, because like I didn't see myself adopting anyone because I've always wanted to like just have my own, like come up like mini me type deal.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, me
and it's
too.
not that like there's anything wrong with adopting. I just think it's harder to, take on like taking care of somebody when you don't know like their genes or how they're gonna be when they grow up because like they're I don't know the right scientific terms, but like they're biological or psychological beings or goings may be different than kind of like how you were expected it to be. I don't know if I'm wording that right, but point
It's like they're
being,
cut from a different cloth.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But it's just like the older I get and the more that I like experience life, travel, see things, it's like it's not what it's all about. Like you can make your own family. So, it's just like, yeah, I've been open to it more so. And like I think that adoption has a lot of pluses to it. So, yeah.
I'm really interested to hear like what made you make that switch. I will say the same thing, except I will say I'm dead set on when I have my kids. I do just want to have my kids straight from my body, like me and my husband's body. So
Bro, what?
I'm sorry,
Okay,
but
what?
okay, that's just
No,
the
okay, I feel you. I feel you.
yeah, because I feel what you're saying, but like, where was there a
Okay,
recent
so
experience that happened or what?
not even. I don't know. I feel like okay, I'm gonna just be real with y'all. Like, TV is a big thing. Okay, like I watch TV a lot. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I just like I
What you
see things.
what you been watching?
Okay, like
Okay.
okay, there's the two shows I've been binge watching recently is Suits and Ginny and Georgia. Those two are like my top right now.
Kari, do you watch any of those?
No, I seen little clips of it.
But yeah,
Yeah, I've seen little clips of it too. I don't watch those too much.
but on my point being is just like
Jenny and Georgia, is there someone that's adopted?
they're not adopted, but they're like half, like
Okay,
half.
half siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just I don't know. I feel like I learn things, and then I feel like a part of growth is like challenging yourself and your mindset and being like, okay, like let me think differently about something and see if that could be a possibility, if that makes sense. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
I
You're
just
open
yeah.
to things.
And another thing with like adoption is like when you become I'm speaking from my current position. It's not like I'm a parent, but I feel like you have to take on a huge responsibility and learn to love unconditionally and be there and be supportive. Um, and I feel like regardless of if your child is how you said from your body or from someone else's, like at the end of the day they're a baby, like they don't know anything. They have to learn how to walk, they have to learn how to talk and eat and all these things, and they're depending on you to make sure that they can get those things. So coming up, when you see someone nurturing you, they're gonna be like they love you for that. Like they look up to you. You're their protector. You're their provider. So I just think it just depends on like how much you're willing to be there for someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I like that. I like what you brought up about like unconditional love. Like that's really real. And there are beautiful adoption stories, like I think that when you build that relationship, like for a child to look at you and be like, "Oh, like that's my dad,"
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
just like that's you build that relationship. I do think that it definitely depends on like what age you adopt too. I think that has a
Mm-hmm.
big
That's a big
factor.
yeah.
Cause it's like I don't see myself adopting like a 7-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even that's still early, but it's still old enough to where it's like they were still raised a certain way, and there could be like things that clash. I would, if I was to adopt, it would be when they're a baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
Kari, how you feel about adoption?
Um,
I mean, it's good to talk about the like, even though
Yeah.
we're not at that stage in life, it's good to dream. It's good to like, talk about the future.
um, no, I don't really, you know, I don't really think about adoption. But if I would adopt, I'll say I'll probably get like a more older, because the older ones, those are the ones that's really can't find families because of the fact that they're older, and
That's true.
more people think they're more is going to be more problematic. Is
Mhm.
that the word?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, problematic. So yeah, I'll probably get like a 17-year-old probably.
Okay.
The you know could get him out the house quicker.
I'm weak. They come in.
What
All
the
right, time to
heck,
go.
Kari? You
That's
said I'm
funny.
gonna take you in and then I'm gonna
Look,
release
we
you
got
back.
about 2
Like,
more years, man.
Yep.
That's
and
funny.
first of all, you better be a hell of a father, okay? But you better be a heck of a man too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But let's back up a little bit before we even talk about that. Let's talk about relationships and even before we talk about relationships, you also have to talk about how is your relationship with yourself, okay?
That's real.
Yeah, how is your relationship with yourself? Because a relationship is only as good as the person that you individually are, because it's two people coming together. So, I never agreed with the saying of oh well, he's my better half or she's my other half. It's like, but that implies that you're a half and you're not seeing yourself as a whole. Like I get that love statement, like, oh, that's my other half, or like that's me. I get that, but it's more so, there's people that say that and they're just like, oh, like that's my everything, like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like they say it out of like a need, like, oh, I don't know where I'd be without that person.
So
You know,
I'm so confused. You gotta explain more. Explain more.
okay, so basically, like, there are people in relationships who have this mindset towards their partner where it's like, oh, that's my other half. Like, I don't know what I would do or where I would be without that person. Like, I have to have them
Like to
in
the
my
point where
life.
they're like depending on them. Or
Yes,
what do you mean? Okay.
depending.
Okay.
That's the difference. It's depending on their partner, their lover,
Right.
their best friend. And like I think that's unhealthy when you depend on that person. And more importantly, I think that when you don't value yourself as a whole person first before you get into a relationship and before you give everything to that person,
I see. Yeah, that can be dangerous.
that's dangerous.
Yeah.
So, Kari, are you single or in a relationship?
I am still currently in a relationship.
For how long?
It's been 9 months.
Wow.
Okay, wow. Okay, he said wow.
No, I'm just like, see, I ain't never had a relationship past 6 months, so that's like,
what?
yeah. But we're not talking about me right now. Come on, keep going. Go ahead.
Oh wow! Congratulations, Kari.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
bro.
Thank
That's
you.
dope.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, that's nice. So when obviously you're young, you're 18. So like, is this girl someone who like you've kind of grown with, was it like you got your self confidence to a place where it's like, okay, I know who I am, and then now like I'm with this girl. Which one was it?
Honestly, I think I don't know. I honestly don't know. She like it wasn't like usually I go up to the girls, but she had came up to me. It was kind of surprising. I was kind of a little scared because I never had anything happen like that before. But she
Okay.
came up to me. It's been pretty easy, but we it's ups and downs. Like we recently just took like a break
Mm.
because I felt that as it was needed because we were arguing and we both was like we wasn't in the right mindset. So after the break, it's been way better than before. Like it's like back to the beginning stage relationship.
Mm.
Mm.
That's
That's really
good.
good.
So how long was y'all's like that break, and who initiated it?
The break was 2 months and I initiated it.
Okay.
Breaks. I don't know. It's they
Yeah, I was gonna
iffy.
say, okay, so like, what about it made you need a break?
Um, it was based like we had this conversation and you was like you told I don't know if it was your current girlfriend or your ex girlfriend. You told her like I feel like I'm hurting you more than I'm building you up,
Mm-hmm.
and we used to get into arguments and she'll just like start hyperventilating when I be like I'm just gonna leave. Like
Mm-hmm.
she'll
Mm.
start hyperventilating and then it'll stress me out because it's like why are you hyperventilating?
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh no, no. Why are we? Oh
I'm sorry.
man.
No.
No, go ahead. My bad.
yeah, but
Said,
it'll
why you
stress me
hyper?
out because it was like I'm so like I'm scared that you eventually gonna have to go to the hospital or something.
Mm-hmm. Just
Mm.
like over, yeah.
Yeah, so like and then it was getting to the point where it was like she wanted me to be with her 24/7. Like I
Mm-hmm.
could, she didn't want me to go home or she'll think I was doing something. So it was like it was getting stressful. Like it was getting too stressful for me. But I know how she is. So it
Mm-hmm.
was like I came to an understanding point and I told her like we could take a break, but she didn't want to do it. So we came to an agreement that we're still together, but we just aren't going to see each other and talk to each other as much as we do. We gonna learn. Well, basically, I knew how to live without her, but
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
we was gonna learn how to like stay
That's real.
apart from each other for a little bit.
Well, no,
Mm.
I commend you for that because it's hard to do. It's hard to do something that you may not like want to, but you know it needs to be done, especially when like the other person cares for you deeply. You know, but that's. I'm glad that you're able to, set your boundaries, be verbal about it, and now, how you said, it's better now.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Yeah, I commend you for that too. And here's the thing, like you was she hyperventilated because you were talking about leaving, right?
yeah,
Yeah, and see that right there is unhealthy. And that's a indication of being too attached. Like when because that's a sign that you've kind of lost your individuality.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as girls and as women, we're a little bit more sensitive when we're in relationships. I think we get attached faster. Obviously, it's not every situation, but I think that like definitely when you love somebody, because I have a big heart, and I'm a lover too, and so it's like when you are just constantly happy with that person and stuff, like it's easy to fall into that trap. But I'm glad that you had the eyes to be like, look, this is actually getting unhealthy, like to where you have just developed this unhealthy attachment. So like I think that when whether you're in a relationship or in like a marriage, I think that's why it's so important to have alone time and to have like your own hobbies and your own friends. I
Mm-hmm.
can't stand when people get in relationships and then like when they're in that relationship, they cut all their friends off.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows, because then when it's not good, then now you want to try to come back to your friends like, oh, what's up, y'all? It's like, nah, bro, you go
Yeah.
back to her because you was acting like you was just tied down the whole time and you just forgot about your whole life. Like that's where I think that it's immature for you to be wrapped up in a relationship. Have either of you guys done that? Like, have you been the type to get into a situation with a girl and then you cut your social life off?
No,
nah,
no, that's not me.
That's good. Do you have friends that have done that?
Yeah. Yeah, so I recently just talked to my friend about it. But his side of it is that, he was in a relationship for about, I want to say like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Head over heels for this girl. Same thing back. They were deeply in love with each other, but relationship was very, very toxic. Um, and it got to the point where, because he loved her so much, he was willing to do anything and everything for her
Mm-hmm.
because, he wanted to give her that reassurance that, she needed from him because, he cared about her. He didn't want to give her doubts or anything like that. But it got to the point where, he kind of made a decision of like, hey, y'all are my boys. Like, I rock with y'all, but like, I gotta choose. I'm choosing my girl right now. So that's what he did. And fast forward to now, he has talked to me about it. He regrets it because, I mean, he loves his guys. Like, those are his closest friends. Those are his brothers. Like, he grew up with them. And he basically, pushed them to the curve.
Right.
And his point of view of it is like, look, it's hard to come back from that. Like, how am I supposed to go to my friends that I pushed away
Mhm.
for this girl who really wasn't good for me, and
Mhm.
they were there for me, and she put me through a lot. Um, and now I'm in a position where I'm like done with this girl. I'm ready to come back to my friend group, and I want to be loved by you guys, but it's like it's the relationship isn't there anymore because I cut y'all off. So listen, to in his eyes, it's like, okay, like I have no say in, like, I have no place. I can't come to you and be like, hey, like, let's be friends again. Like, love me how we used to,
Mhm.
even though I cut you off. So him learning that, and him telling me that, I'll just put it this way: like, it's you live and you learn.
Yeah.
Like, things happen. Um,
He
you
probably
know,
not gonna do that ever
yeah,
again.
and it's just like you can't. It's not like he knew he was gonna go through that. It's just
Mhm.
like things. Things just that's life for real.
And like me and my friend, we talk about relationships all the time, and you know, she's told me like plenty of stories that she's been through, but like love will make you do crazy things,
No, that's real.
like things that you thought you would never do. I ain't never been in love before, but the day that I do, y'all hold on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a show.
Oh my gosh, I'm weak. But yeah, yeah. One of the toxic signs, the red flags, is like if you're in a relationship and then you start to notice that your partner kind of makes you feel like, okay, it's me or it's them, or it's me or
Yeah,
it's them. That's how you know that's not the one.
yeah.
That's just not the one. What about you, Car? What was some situations that you had saw where the relationship with maybe like a friend or other people kind of took over their life?
Um,
Did you say you had a did you have an experience like that or no?
yeah, I did, but it was like I never understand his reasoning. It was like as soon as he started talking to the girl, he just cut us off.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it's like with our friend group, like we don't really talk like that. Like if we need something, we'll call one another. Like or if we just trying to do anything, like we could talk. We could talk for a day, and that'll just be it. We won't talk for another 3 months until once somebody takes the group chat.
Mm.
But he cut us all off for like a good 2 years. Like he just went off the face of the earth. He stopped coming to school. He stopped replying to texts. And then when it wasn't him. It was her. He had all her socials, everything.
Oh no. See,
Yeah,
And
no,
that's
that's too much,
that's a
man.
little
Because it's like, how
different.
am I supposed?
Like,
If you my boy and I'm trying to reach out to you, like, I don't want to hear
oh,
from your girl. Like,
literally,
come on now.
that's
literally,
weird.
Like, can he not pick up the phone?
Yeah, for real.
literally,
Speaking of
literally.
speaking of though, let's get into this conversation about friends, because I've learned a lot of lessons about friends just over the years. Um me being 26, it's like I understand how friendship looks as an adult. But it was different when I was in high school, and it was different when I was in middle school. Like friends, when I was in school, friends was like the people that I would talk to and see and hang out with every single day. Like that
Mhm.
was my clique. We would sit together in lunch and stuff like that. It was like somebody that I tell my secrets to, somebody that they tell their secrets to me. And we'll tell each other the crushes and stuff like that. And then as I got older, moving on to college, um I noticed that I kept in contact with my homegirls, like from Louisville, Kentucky. Like even though I went to college up here in Minnesota,
Mhm.
there were still a couple of girls that basically, like, the longer they stuck with me, it's like, oh dang, these girls are my sisters.
Yeah.
Because it's like these girls, they were around me, but like we grew up together. Like when you're in middle school and high school, like nobody in this world knows what you was like and how you acted and how you moved and those experiences but those people that went to school with you.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
like,
put it this way to
yeah,
bounce
go
off
ahead.
what you said, and hey, I'm finna reference Love Island because y'all know that's my show. Okay,
Who?
Love Island.
Oh, Love
So,
Island. Me too. That's my show too.
but no, okay. So there's a character from last season. His name is Aaron, And this season they redid it's like a Love Island Beyond the Villa or whatever. And one thing that he had said was he was talking about friends. He was like he views friends this way. There's twigs. Like if we're looking at that tree, there's twigs. So some friends are twigs. Like if you lean on them, they gonna break pretty quick. Okay. But then you got some
Mm.
branches that you go to for different things. Like you can depend on it for a little bit. You can like pull it, tie it to something. Like it may not break. But then you got you know
The
the
trunk.
trunk and then the roots. And it's like the roots is the core. Like that's the strongest one. So there's layers to it.
Mm.
But with what you're saying, like it's like I feel the same. I'm 20. I'm going into my junior year of college right now. So high school, I mean, I'm not going flaunt, but I was popular, I guess. Like I was, captain of track. Like I was in a lot of extracurricular activities. I had a good following on Instagram or whatever it may be. Um,
He got
but
that
like,
clout, that high school clout.
but no, for real, like I had a good amount of people that I would call like friends or acquaintances. Like I would be walking in the hallway and they'd be like, "Hey, CJ." I ain't never seen them. I don't even know their name. Like it was like that, right?
Mm.
But then I go to college and it's like you come from that being like that known to a university where everybody feels that way, where it's quadruple the size and it's just like you're a nobody here. Like you don't know nobody. Like
Mm.
you're trying to it's starting over. It's a fresh start. You're trying to meet people. You don't know who you can trust. So it's like building I feel like when you get in that atmosphere, that university life, like that mini world, it's
Mm-hmm.
like we're all learning about ourselves. We're learning how to live by ourselves. We're learning how to, fend for ourselves, eat, get food, like cars, things like that. And it's like that's when you're gonna find your real people, your real friends.
Mm.
And
Mm.
yeah, like not everyone is gonna stick around, but at the end of the day, all you can do once again is like live and learn. So
What do you think about what he said, Kari?
Um,
Or you just soaking it in?
mm, Pretty much soaking it in, but yeah, I don't think I really have friends. I have brothers.
mm,
Mm.
Like it's like when I meet certain people, it's just like I know that we gonna click.
yeah, that's real too.
So if you meet somebody and like you just don't vibe, like you won't even, you know what I'm saying, like try to,
Yeah, let me ask you that. Like, what's y'all's
yeah,
take on like when you meet new people? Like, how do y'all go about?
choosing to spend more time with them.
So it's like so I got this. Well, my uncle taught me this thing. It was like if they like acting like tough, like hard, like they just
Like off the bat?
yeah, like off the bat, I don't need to be around them. I need to be around people like who got open arms, like
Mm-hmm.
who want brand new good energy, like
Right.
who looking to talk to every new person in there.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's
if
like
they just
being genuine
yeah,
type
like
deal. Yeah.
just genuine. If they just coming off like, oh yeah, I don't know you, get out my face. Yeah, I don't need that type of energy around me. So it's like the
Mm-hmm.
ones that's just genuine,
Mm-hmm.
that don't even know me, that want to know my name, that want to know what I like to do. I'd rather be around them.
Mm. So you got a vetting system,
Yeah.
because that's what that is. You said your uncle put you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good principle. And it's unfortunate because in our culture, like when I say our culture, I'm talking about like black culture, especially with the males. And it can happen with females too, but especially with the males, I think that there's a lot who do have that mindset, and it's like if I don't know you, bro, like you said, like it's just like get out
Yeah.
my face. Like I'm not trying to make friends. Like
Mm-hmm.
like there was a Man Up member who had came into the club and he was new. He was only there like 2 days for programming. And I understand that making friends is harder. I understand that being in new spaces, that is socially stressful. Okay. I'm an extrovert and yes, I even still get nervous about, you know what I'm saying, being around people that I don't know or how to approach a conversation. I still get nervous about those things. Um and it can be a lot, especially just thinking about what that person could have gone through. But sometimes it's just like obviously people experience trauma too, but like this young man was his mindset was just like it was just baffling to me because the Man Up Club exists to like, build brotherhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when he was first coming up in the space, like he was just like hooping and hollering about like I don't know nobody in that circle, bro. Like I don't know, like he literally like he walked in because his parent took him there,
Mm-hmm.
and he walked out because he just was uncomfortable. But his
Mm-hmm.
way of responding to that feeling of being uncomfortable was anger, and like you said, just trying to be hard. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, nah, like I don't know nobody in there,
Mm-hmm.
and that just closes us off.
Yeah.
You know, so that's good
One
that
thing to add with that though too is just like because I know what y'all are saying, but everyone is at different points in life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I try to keep in mind as like I'm, learning more about myself and meeting new people. It's like you gotta if you want something to work, you have to meet people where they're at. Like
Wait, say that again.
no, for real. Like if you want something to work out, you got to meet them where they're at. If they're down
Mm-hmm.
there, go to their level and help them.
Yeah.
But another thing that you got to be careful with that at the same time is like you don't want to be at a level where you feel like you're up here at the top, and then you had these friends that are there before, and then they try to come up there like all these years later after you'd have been so successful and been through a lot of hard work, because it's like they're gonna try to tear you down if they're not the right people. So you just gotta be cautious, I guess, about it, but at the same time be caring and knowing and understanding, you know?
Yeah, that's super real, and I'm glad that you reminded us of that because I'm saying this from experience, and obviously like my experiences are different from that young man's experience.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, like that's when you practice that's when you have to practice empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy and sympathy. It's like if you look at somebody and they're in a situation where it's like socially awkward for them, like that's where you can step in and be a leader and be like, hey, like listen, I know you don't know anyone in there, but how about you just like, first of all, I just want to let you know, A, everybody in there, they're not out to get you. B, like everybody in there wants to, like they're here for the same reasons, like to
Mm-hmm.
have a positive brotherhood too. So like you don't even gotta talk, just be in a space. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Just try it out. Like just giving those encouragements is really good. So yeah, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. But again, guys, if you have a young man who would use, an opportunity to take advantage of brotherhood or, the tutoring that's coming up or music or culinary arts, let us know. Go to themanupclub.org and definitely fill out some information. We will be right back. We're back on the Man Up Club Presents podcast. Guys, let me just make a special announcement because there are a lot of things that are going on this summer. Okay. One of those things being Godflow.
Yeah, Godflow's gonna be dope. Like y'all need to pop out to that. So we're gonna have artists coming in. We're gonna have some vendors. We're gonna have food. It's gonna be a good time. Live music. But yeah, just make sure you guys come to that. It's gonna be September 6th.
Yeah. Godflow Festival. If you don't know what that is, it's a positive, inspirational hip hop and hope festival. We got food vendors, like he said. Like we got everything. Like 20 different artists are coming through. We finna pack it out, 2,000 people. You know what I'm
No, it's gonna be
saying?
dope. And it's gonna be here in Twin Cities, Minneapolis. So make sure y'all come to that and get y'all's tickets too.
Tickets are they're live right now. Okay. So just go to godflowfest.com, godflowfest.com, godflowfest. Tickets are $20 because it's early. But when August 21st comes around, those tickets are going up to $40. Why would you pay 40 if you could just go ahead and pay 2 tens right now? Okay.
Y'all
So
be inside. Y'all ain't got nothing to do. You might as well come on out.
and even if you do got something to do, like it's literally like it's September, so y'all know it's gonna get cold up in here in Minnesota.
No,
So
that's
go
real.
ahead and get to that last festival. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be that big one.
That's real.
Okay. Okay, let's get back into the conversation. We're talking about friends, and you mentioned how college taught you about, who are your real friends, because I think that college is a beautiful experience, and I think that most people should go not because they need it
Mm-hmm.
to have a successful career, because truth be told, it's 2025. We all know that you don't need to go to college like
Yeah.
to be successful, because you could come right out of high school. If you
they
have a
got
business
trades,
idea,
whatever
yeah,
it
you can go to
is.
trades. Like there's so many different avenues to get this money and to just already start
Thrive, yeah.
working. Yeah. I think that because I went to college and I graduated 2022, I think that the benefit of college is meeting those lifelong friends, and that's priceless. Now, listen, I'm not saying that you got to pay $100,000 to meet lifelong friends because that's ridiculous. And I think that's the scam about college.
All
But
that
I'm not
money.
all
Yeah.
that money. Like, nah, bro. That's
Yeah.
Anyways, the other benefit I think is it does feel good to have something under your belt, under your name. Like, okay, yeah, I have a business administration degree.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I gotta keep it real. Like, there's plenty of people that have college
Yeah.
degrees and
And I'm
they're
not
not
go-
even getting paid like that.
and to add and bounce off of that, it's like I hear stories of it, and I'm starting to see it now as I'm going through college. Most people don't really end up in the career that they went
That they
to
study for.
school for. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like you switch your major so many times. So like you said, it's not end all be all, but it's definitely has its advantages too. You know, I'm
Um.
learning to live. You know,
Yeah. You
but
don't
yeah.
regret it though, right?
No, I don't regret it. I mean, I like how things are going currently. I think that it's true that it's kind of moving faster than I expected.
Oh my gosh, it moves so fast.
Yeah.
Cause there's so much going. When you have a lot going on, like it just that's how it goes. But Kari, I know you thought about college before the military. Is that true? Or
Yeah,
did you think about the military before college?
yeah. I thought about college before the military.
What's your perception about it?
Um, it does take a lot of money, and
Mm-hmm.
I asked my grandma if she would pay for me to go, and I also was receiving like lots of letters in the mail, like when I was a sophomore, to already apply for college
Mm-hmm.
with I forgot what it was called, but I think it was scholarships. Yeah, it was scholarships, and they used to send my mom emails about scholarships, and my
Mhm.
grandma just used to say no,
What?
no, no.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think I think like she just felt like it wasn't something that for me to do.
That's interesting. Did you ever do your own like research on college or like do you have how many of your friends have a desire to go to college?
Um, I don't I don't know, but I know a few of them actually are going to college.
Okay. Okay, what and I'm just surprised that that their opinions about it didn't really like sway you too much. It sounds like you don't really think too much about it.
Nah, not really.
So that would it be safe to say that you know good and well that you don't need college to be successful?
Yeah.
Yeah, well that's good. I had a different side because when I was 18, like college was the way.
Mhm.
College, even though that was just like a few years ago, it's like that was the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was,
And I'm not,
it's
I
a
feel like
cultural thing.
I feel like COVID too played a big part of that because after like COVID-19 happened, everything started going to online, and
That's
that
true.
came about like a whole bunch of online opportunities, like not having to go in person,
Physically.
and jobs opening up that you can do from home. Like I
Mm,
feel like that played a big role in everything as well.
that is so
And
true.
AI now too. Like we learn about AI so much. Like,
Let's stop talking about AI. No, I'm not
nah,
gonna.
for real, because like like I don't want to say it's taken over like people's jobs because it is, but it isn't. But like at the same time, it's like we're learning to like work with it rather than like shy away from it,
Yeah.
which is a whole conversation. Yeah,
Right, that's the AI.
but
Dang
yeah,
this AI. Um, yeah, I will. You made me forget my train
my
of thought.
bad, my
Like,
bad,
what
my
the
bad.
heck? What was I saying? I was saying,
It was about we were talking about college, and then you were going to the car, and
yeah.
then I don't even know
Oh
for
yeah, yeah,
real.
yeah. I was, bro, you're crazy. I was saying that it was the way. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah.
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I was saying it's a cultural thing because me being half Asian, Filipina, and then African American Black, um, more so on my Asian side, it was stressed. Like my first of all, my lula, which is the word for grandma in the Philippines. My lula was a teacher. Okay, she basically got her master's degree, and then my lula's sister was also a teacher. Um, and so there's a lot of honor that comes with that, and so me being raised by a teacher, like I was always thinking about education and. When I graduated high school, it's just like, okay, like make sure, like Lula always told me, like make sure you go to college and you get A's. Like, that's like, make sure that you do that. So I didn't question it.
Mhm.
And, when I came up here on dad's side, like, they still pushed me to college, but every kid is different, and I think, yeah, mom, on like our mom's side,
Mhm.
like, she would just be like, girl, because I was struggling, y'all. I was struggling to walk the stage. Okay. I almost didn't make it. But listen, but I made it
No.
in Jesus' name. But like, when I was struggling, and it wasn't because this is just a side note. It wasn't because I didn't understand the content of what I was learning. It's just because I didn't apply myself, which is actually like, But when my mom knew that I was struggling, she would just be like, girl, just get the degree, Selena.
No, for real.
Like, she was just like, just get that degree. And that's saying, it's like, okay, just get the degree, just get the degree. I feel like it's society's way of saying, like, yeah, we know that college isn't necessary, but just get a degree.
And see, okay, I feel like the reason that's said, at least for our culture, like Black culture, which I learned in like my African American studies, like at LSU, it's like, and not even just that, just my parents, like my family, but we didn't used to have that. Like, that wasn't an option before.
What?
Just being able to get education and go to school.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
we are in a position now where like that's available to us. So that's another standpoint to look at it from. It's like, okay, like, yes, you don't need it now, but before, like, you had to, or not us, but our ancestors, they had to go through a lot to get
Our
us to
ancestors. Be clear about that, son.
no,
No, be clear about that. Our ancestors.
they had to go through a lot.
They did not have access
Yeah,
because of the white man.
bro.
No,
Why you
it's
say
fine.
it
Okay.
like that? But
yeah.
it's a difficult. I don't even. It's just it's a whole lot that goes with that. Because I mean, it even goes back to like, so me being at LSU is a PWI, like predominantly white institution. When I first went down there, I thought that it was gonna be like a HBCU because I had never really like seen that many Black people at a school or university. Like, I was used to being the only Black kid in the class or whatever it may be, and then it switched to like there being one white kid in like a class full of Black people. But I joined BSU, the Black Student Union at
I
LSU.
know that's right, because I was at BSU too. Okay.
But yeah, we learned about like kind of how like the first BSU where it started, and how if I mean I'm in school, but things get weird. If don't quote me on this, but I believe it started in a school in Cali. I think it was like USC. Not you. It was either USC or like a school in California. I know that for sure. Was the first ever school to like do BSU. And they went on, what is it called, like strike? Yeah.
Okay.
They did. They striked. Is that the right way to say it?
They went on a strike.
Yeah, they went on a strike. Because the education system was set up for the white people to succeed, and for the people of color to not really grasp the information that was being taught. Like that, there's a lot that goes behind like kind of how, but like that's how it was set in stone. And that's why it's so important that we have professors who are of culture or Black or colored, because they know how to teach us the way that we like to be learned, compared to the traditional white professor in the classroom. So there's a lot that goes with that, and I think that that's why it's common to hear like, hey, go get that degree, because we have that option now. We fought to get that. So yeah.
You hear that, Kari?
Yeah.
He's dropping history. No, now see, because okay, here's a piece of advice I want to give you. Even though you're not choosing to go to college right now, commit yourself to be a lifelong learner. Okay? Because I think that the smartest individuals, the most intelligent people, they are the ones who self-educate. And there's so much information out here through the internet and everything, where you just need to be a lifelong learner. Whatever you want to learn about, Kari, go learn about it.
You can read you can learn so much from books too. Like, you don't have to, like, everything that you do, or that you learn is mainly through a textbook. So you can just go to the library and read books and learn whatever you want to learn.
Right.
Like,
Come out
that's
smarter
real.
than everybody who went to university because of the fact that you can read and write. Black man.
Bro.
He is a king.
Oh, man.
Okay, Kari, any last words?
Yeah, I would like to say thank you for inviting me to the podcast. I had a good time,
Aw.
and yeah,
I appreciate it.
Oh, you're gonna do amazing things. Don't get caught up, okay?
I'll try.
Yeah. That is another episode of the Man Up Club podcast. Thank you so much, Kari. My brother can't take me.
man.
Thank you, Kari and Chris. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you
Yep.
guys tune in for another episode. Shout out to Holy Culture Radio. Pop out to God Flow Fest because it's going down.